All right, here we go. Wack100. Welcome back to Vlad TV.
Oh, man, I've been busy, man. Been a lot going on, man. A lot going on.
Yeah, Atlanta is in shambles right now.
Yeah. I mean, listen, man. That's the exposure's been hard at work. That's a fact.
They're calling it Ratlanta.
No, I wouldn't say that.
No?
That's Atlanta. You got to remember, before this era of people, is several eras of people before them that we got to respect. Jermaine Dupri, Outkast, Goody Mob. I mean, the list goes on and on, as well as those people in their era that's still good. So at the end of the day, what I will say, though, is for about 18 years, I would say the South as a whole been controlling the music market as far as success in the billboards. And the mecca of that was Atlanta. It was always LA, New York, but as far as the place to be, to run into the industry people, to be able to get a foot in the door. And Atlanta became that. The artists, what Dogg has done, he's caused a lot of division and destroyed a lot of that.
Well, the joke that's going around right now is, remember the YSL album cover?
Oh, yeah.
They're saying the dog is the only one in the picture that didn't tell.
Yeah. Wow.
And even that is up for debate right now.
That's crazy. Yeah, we don't know if he's a pointer dog, right? Roof.
Oh, yeah, he could be a drug dog.
You know what I'm saying?
Like out there.
Never know.
Busting people at the airport. TSA.
You never
This might
know,
be a
man.
TSA dog.
Yeah, so, but it's still, you got to remember, you still got Gunna, he's still, I don't think Thug's going to be able to rebound from this. I think he's going to have to take another route. They hated Gunna. Well, everybody hated Gunna up to top. And this stuff that's coming out with Thug saying how he hates Gunna that much. Did you hear how his label did him? He said, I'm on demon time. The label said, we're on God's time. We're not doing that. We're going to drop Gunna, and then we'll drop you the following week. But I think Gunna's career is going to continue to climb. I saw that when we was running the marathon on Thug, clips coming out. I had the academics play going on. I had 6ix9ine geared up to call in because I wanted 6ix9ine to let the world know that they're the same. 6ix9ine is like Thug. We're brothers.
Well,
they're the same.
We're
okay. Brothers.
I think it's a little different. It's a little different.
Just like the Bible. No one sin is greater than the next.
Okay. Look, sitting in an interrogation room and letting a few things fly, I think is different than getting on the stand and saying, this person did this crime, I'm pointing at them.
Let me ask you something.
Unless you think it's the same thing.
Who's more dangerous? Let's go back. Who's more dangerous? 6ix9ine or Thug? And we're talking 6ix9ine after his indictment. After 6ix9ine did everything he did, and they ran the narrative on 6ix9ine, who was more dangerous, 6ix9ine or Thug? Now let's talk about the Thug interviews with Gillian Wallow, how he can smell a rat, how he say he can tell if a dude a rat. I'm gonna tell you why 6ix9ine is harmless. You know why he's harmless?
Because everyone knows that he snitches.
Thug is dangerous. And that interrogation, you remember the first time you had sex, Vlad?
Yes.
A little nervous?
A little bit. Yeah.
A little bit, right? Second, third, fourth, fifth time, confidence is up.
Right.
No problem, right?
No problem.
Thug was 24 in that interrogation. Let me explain something to you. Police don't pull you in and tell you, we ain't got nothing on you. You want an attorney and you decline the attorney and you talk to these people for 2.5 hours going over everything about everybody and want me to believe. That's your first time doing that. He was too comfortable in that seat, bro. Which lets me know we don't know how much other stuff he has already done. Remember what he said? Here's my phone number. Call me whenever you want to know something, I'll tell you. Just don't tell the world about it.
Yeah.
That's dangerous because you know why? People would have did things in front of Thug. told Thug things, revealed things to Thug, and you know what we know Thug would do? Tell them if they ask. This is what we know out of his mouth. So I'm gonna be real, Thug is more dangerous. People were shaking like Don Knotts because people were sitting up. Some dudes might be in jail wondering like, damn, I was wondering how they knew what we was doing. Could it have been? See, telling and working is two different things, all in the same boat. A snitch is documented, we see it. A dude working is pointing them in the right direction. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and you know, that's what that is. If 6ix9ine's a rat, Gunna's a rat, right? If all these people was rats, Yak Gotti, you know, all these cats, we got to call it how we see it. Like, bro, that, well, out the bus. Yeah, Pee Wee Roscoe. They say Pee Wee Roscoe did it, but I don't know. But Roscoe commit crimes every day. He break the law every day. This is law enforcement. This ain't a priest you talking to. This ain't a gang intervention team you talking to. This is law enforcement. You don't know what investigation they got going on Roscoe. For you, a reliable source, to be telling them these things, we can't, ain't no, and then he's snaking everybody around him. Glorilla come out today. He snake Lil Durk. It's the Drake stuff gonna come out, but Drake, you already got that.
Kendrick,
you know, Kendrick, you know, that's just some hate shit.
Yeah.
He put a lot of people in bad situations and bad positions. I feel for 21 Savage, because 21, although a friend to him, politics say he got to step away. He got to put some disses in there because 21 was on the 6ix9ine's a rat campaign. 21 can't look at the world and say what he saw in that interrogation room ain't it. 21 is on audio because of this dude's energy with a extort Gunna. He don't never want to be seen in that light. And he's seeing now, mixing with what dude got going on, put him in a situation that he wouldn't have ordinarily been in, because 21 is really like a to himself quiet type dude. Like he really, you know, he didn't have his little things, but he really ain't caught up in that. So now that he's seeing like, you got the wrong light on you, and he can't fight the feeling of what we seeing and what we hearing. It is what it is. Vlad, ain't no getting out of that one.
I mean, yeah, he was also talking about Q from Quality Control. That caused
that's
a rift.
What triggered me. That's what triggered me.
That caused a rift between Q and Lil Baby. They unfollowed each other on Instagram.
They be all right. They gonna get it. But see, here's the thing. This was the thing. The phone call to Lil Baby, if you're looking at it and not understanding what you're dealing with, I understand where the cause is coming from. Shout out to Seti Nash, because he's part of the team. He's joined forces with the Exposers.
Oh, really?
Just for this segment.
Okay. I know Seti.
He's still a standalone guy, but for this segment, we've been working together hand in hand, and that's why if you pay attention to clip, as I'm working, he's working, then let it go. He's back to work now. He let go the Glorilla content today. But if you listen to the call with Lil Baby, it's not a call with Lil Baby. It's a voice message to give the Little Baby. So Vlad, check this out. If you got a friendship with somebody, right? And you hear somebody saying, hey, Wack, Vlad this, Vlad that, Vlad this, Vlad that. And you like, show, bro, Wack, my guy, he usually would have defended me. He know that's some bullshit, but you don't hear me say nothing. When you think about that, it'll anger you. But let's say they're leaving a voice message to Wack. Wack's not on the phone to defend you.
Got it.
So he left a voice message with an individual to send to Little Baby. I mean, knowing Little Baby heard it. I don't know what conversation he had with Doug, but you know, any man is gonna say, you should have tapped me on the shoulder. P's probably state of mind is, you should have let me know. Little Baby state of mind is, hey, I talked to dude, I handle it, you my man, I know how you can be, I know how he can be, I just didn't want nothing
I'm not getting in the middle of it, basically.
I didn't want nothing going on, but you know, at the end of the day, every man gonna see it for what it see. I believe in the long run, you know, Lil Baby and P's thing, we worked out, because I called my brother and told him, Lil Baby went on that phone, bro. So, you know, because if I'm hearing something, I'm expecting my man to, hey, bro, defend me. You know what I'm saying? If we that close. So I think that'll work itself out. But you know, even with the labels, you got to remember, P's a high exec, right? You know what I'm saying? You know how this works, Vlad. When certain people up here are disrespected or affected, the people that they do business with, they gonna see it that way. Then you got this man on the phone, the jail phone at that. You did exactly what 6ix9ine did. So I wonder, is Spotify gonna shut him down? Spotify gonna stop him from going on playlists, right? Like they remember they killed 6ix9ine playlists, and when he came out and said, you can buy this and you can do that and you can do that, he on there saying, yo, I brought that. I brought the bots. I brought him a #1. So now his label got to look at him and they got to bag up. Drake can't really touch that because his whole movement right now is what? What's his movement verse at UMG? You guys supported this, brought bots, position allegedly. You right? So like, and you know, Drake he should have had a 28-minute clip of, I'm pretty sure he got that, right? So, you know, we just holding off and we want to see, but at the end of the day, dude is a snake, you know what I'm saying? And I was cool. I was taking the back seat. I'm like, yo, what's wrong with him in? But when he let Roscoe, Pee Wee Roscoe, whatever the nigga name is, come speak for him, and he disrespected P, at that point it was on.
Well, yeah, because Roscoe actually defended Young Thug's statements.
Well, no. The stuff wasn't out yet. He was trying, the 2 hours was out. He wouldn't address the statements. He just kept going at people. He kept saying this person, that person, this person, this person. I'm gonna tell the world, QCP a taxpaying citizen, right? He ain't playing the games of the streets.
Right.
At all. That ain't the game he playing, right? And he gonna let the world know that, right? So, and then the whole story, he told, did you hear him say QCP held a dude at gunpoint? He held a dude at gunpoint and waited for the police to come. That is not how that happened. I done ran through every ounce of paperwork. I'm gonna tell you how this happened. QCP's in a Lenox Mall. He's walking out of the mall. He sees a dude. He recognizes the dude. The dude don't even recognize QCP because he didn't know who was where when certain things happened, right? P leaned into him and whispered something that only he would know, right? Dude doubles back double times to his car. P sees what he's doing. He seen him reach in there, get to the car, come out with a hammer. P goes back into the mall, goes into the AT&T store, locks himself in the AT&T store, right? Dude comes back in the mall, Vlad, with his gun in his hand. You been to the Lenox Mall, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's like going into the Topanga Mall. Run your ass in that mall with your gun in your hand.
You're going to prison.
Bruh, you got everybody. Respectfully, soon as you come in, you got the people from the LGBT community in the front, catcalling and doing all kind of wild stuff. You got to come past that. You know when they see a gun, how they gonna see it. Then you got the regular people walking around the mall. P's in the AT&T store, the door locked. Dude is running in stores in a rage. 911 had been called 7 million times.
Right.
By the time the police come in there, and AT&T now is saying, yo, this dude done locked our doors. He sees QCP, you know what he tell the police? What you think they did to QCP when AT&T made him walk out the store? What do you think the police did?
Question him?
Cuffed him. You know why? Dude said, he the one that had me shot.
Oh.
That's the dude that had me shot. He's telling the police this. QCP telling him, man, I don't even know this dude. I don't know what he's talking about. Now, Doug again goes on to say, QCP took the stand on him for a murder. This is why you know dude just be talking. See, a lot of dudes who they are today, they wasn't that back then. If QCP would have took the stand on this dude for a murder, dude would have went to jail for murder. He went to jail for running through the mall with a goddamn gun, waving it at everybody. That's what he went to jail for, right? So it's like even his storytelling and things he's saying, the hate on Glorilla, like, okay, you don't fuck with Glorilla, so you don't fuck with Yo Gotti. That's his artist. You ain't got enough respect for for Yo Gotti, right, to just like leave that out of your conversation. You get what I'm saying? And it's like, it may be a lot of women in this world that may look at Thug and say, well, if you wasn't who you was, you look a certain way, right? Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. You know, I feel like Glorilla's a beautiful young sister. I respect Yo Gotti. That's his artist. And even if I had some ill feelings or anything, I would have a conversation with him, but you just on the phone with your girl, like just cutting everybody's throat. So it's kind of like, whose throat haven't you cut? Lil Durk, come on, bro. Lil Durk going hard for him while he in jail. He assumed the issues with Gunna. He go at him, so it's like, that's just him, bro. At the end of the day, that's him. You know what I'm saying? You know that's what it is, and you know, I think it's gonna be his fan base is looking at him, his hatred towards Gunna, everybody else. I think his label's looking at him like, you said a bit much. You disrespected people that sit on that table at the higher ups. That politic gonna work against you. And I believe he done picked up a couple enemies that may want a war that he can't fight. You got a 30-year tail over your head, brother. You can't even begin to try to fight no wars today.
Yeah, he's on probation
it's a trick.
For how many years?
He got to give him 15 clean, and if he violate any time in there, you got to bring him to 30. So you on the trick back, you can't even begin to, I'm surprised they ain't at him.
Or I have a theory, right? And I've been interviewing street guys now for 20 years. This is my theory. If you have a guy, like if you have a rapper that was involved in the streets for at least 5 years and they've never done any sort of real prison time, they've cooperated on some extent to stay out of prison.
Are you saying that's active?
I think that's...
I can work with you on that.
I would say...
All depend on what type of guy you dealing with, because I know dudes who involvement, but you don't see them. You know, but even with that, people get caught in their tail. So, I mean, bro, 5 years is a long time for an active dude in the street, hustling. And,
yes.
Yeah.
During that course of time, the police will get to know you. They'll start establishing relationships. Your name will start coming up. They'll start approaching you and have off-the-record conversations. And during that point, they're going to expect something out of that conversation, or you'll just go to jail. So these guys that never go to jail, like a Young Thug, it can't surprise you when these types of interrogation videos pop up later on.
I mean, you know, the more I think about it, I remember he caught a gun case, he got caught with it. And it's exposed. We going to look into jail. That. He got caught leaving the Lowe's Hotel out here with a couple sticks in a Sprinter, right? I don't know what happened to it. Like, so now, you know, it's kind of like I was cool. I wasn't tripping because him and Lil Baby was cool. Me and Thug was cool. And then Lil Baby is tied to QC. I respect Lil Baby, but I love my brother. So when he sent Roscoe to be his mouthpiece and get disrespectful like that, at that point, I told him that night on Academics on the live, I said, it's on. Come tomorrow morning, now it's on. Now you got this, everything that comes with me is at you. And Vlad, you know, when we go to thinking and plotting and planning with all the reach, and people got to accept the fact, hey, brother, my table was right. You get what I'm saying? My table is right, my resources are good, and I always know what's there. I just choose not to entertain it sometimes. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, why he sent Roscoe out there to do that? Did you see when Roscoe called his brother a rat? This was the perfect lineup.
On Funk?
Yeah, he called him a rat. He's a rat too. He comes the next morning on Twitter. I told my brother to do that, and this, that. He had my permission. Said he let it go. Him and 21 Savage. You see the plea your brother put in? He said, you told him to do that on God. On God, I didn't tell my brother to do that. Your credibility, it's a lot we already know. We just don't say nothing. You get what I'm saying? We just don't say. So your credibility is shot across the board. Every artist now gonna be thinking, man, I wanted this dude in back, you know, said something behind my back, the label. Just everything about this conversation. QCP was dumb for selling his company for $300 million. Dummy, your company that's 3 times the size as QC, sold to Warner for $400 million. 300 sold to Warner, sold your ass off. Since you saying he sold everything off, a dude that don't understand it.
You're right, yeah, 300 got sold off.
For $400 million,
yeah.
That's 3 times the size as QC, right? Now, when QC moved that company, QC still runs that company. They still the face of that company. QC still made sure all their artists were still moving forward in the same manner, the same capacity as they was prior to. This dude must don't understand the business. It doesn't matter if a sale happens. Whatever your contract read, that sale doesn't change that contract. If it's 3 albums left on your contract, it's 3 albums left. So it wasn't like Lil Baby had to start over, like his percentages, royalties, or anything changed.
Yeah.
He sold his company as a whole. If somebody coming like Vlad, we'll give you $100 million, but we still need you to sit in this seat for 60 months. Yeah. We still need you to do a certain amount, whatever, right? Okay, cool. Yet the seller, Vlad TV, has nothing to do with anybody else. It's still the same structure. We're talking to the same man, right? So I don't think he even understands business as it's supposed to be. I don't believe he does. Everything is contradicting. I had Gunna for 5 albums. I took 2 albums out and then left it with 3, and then he turns around and tells dude on the phone, go tell dude I want to up it back to 4 or 5. It's like he's just talking because he is who he is, and people believe it. Even his chick, she's just believing it. I don't think she, her daddy is in law enforcement.
Mariah the Scientist?
Fuck is you talking about? Bro, all of it was she said QCP took her to a building and showed her the building. He'd been putting this building together for 4 years. Remember when he brought a huge building, big, about 7 stories, probably 100,000 square, some crazy shit, right? And he was building his own Rock Nation, like an agency. She said, he's showing me this, and this man just sold for $300 million, and now he's telling me he's going to sign these other groups. He's just greedy. Because he sold something, that means he's supposed to stop working? Man, probably 20, 30 million into this building. You get what I'm saying? I just didn't understand that whole thing. And if you sitting in jail and you got the full support of Atlanta, you got everybody you was talking about behind their back was supporting you, even Gunna, because Gunna didn't go at him. Let's be real.
Yeah.
He didn't go at him. He could have I ain't dropping no music. I ain't doing this. He still stayed his course. Everybody he went at had no issues with him, but yet you come home, I would think you would be happy you came home off of Rico. Yeah, you got a 30-year tail, but you free.
Hold on, but those jail calls were done while he was still facing the Rico.
This is my point. When he come home, he's pushing you niggas as rats.
Yeah.
Home.
Yeah, that's the problem.
You got some dirt skeletons in your...
Yeah, he was the king rat catcher. Like, he was calling everyone out. He stayed solid. He has the most clean record. I think that was the problem. If he came home and said, listen, I was involved in none of this. I had to do some cooperation along the way.
Listen, bro.
But ultimately, my cooperation didn't hurt anybody. And this is just what happens in these types of situations.
Bro, listen.
But instead, it was like, real plea deal. I never ratted. Y'all a bunch of rats.
Bro,
his first tweet was, hey, little baby, let's go on these rats. Let's go hard on these rats. Like,
listen, bro.
That was his first tweet.
On Clubhouse, I caught a lot of ridicule and flack about it. But social media, could be dangerous. You go to Instagram and like some certain picture and you don't know what's going on. Then next thing you know, you like the transgender's picture, but you didn't know. So it's a transgender on my stage named Naughty Nerd Ninja. Transgender. Open transgender, admin in the room, got say so on the 100 side. People come in there, I ping Naughty. I say, Naughty, what are we dealing with? You know how many times Naughty has said, that's a trans. Now, I say that to say this. When he sat up there talking to Gillian Wallow and said, I can smell a rat, I understand it. If you a rat, then you know what a rat smell like. You get what I'm saying? So I get what he's saying, but at this point, he need to just humble himself, kick back, get to his music, see what it does. But all that tough, all that and disrespecting folks, that ain't cool. And I have major love for Thug. But why would he send Roscoe out there to speak for him and he go to violating people that he know that ain't gonna just stand like that.
Well, I mean, Gucci Mane.
He went at Gucci too, called like, ain't nothing.
Say he turned
ain't
soft.
Nothing soft about Gucci. Matter of fact, I gotta respect Gucci Mo for who he has been, who he is today, cause the Gucci we know, that was a hard change for him.
Oh yeah.
That humbleness, and I know his wisdom as woman is plays a major part in bro's balance. You know what I'm saying? So the old Gucci, it's easy for Gucci to be a fool. He's a natural fool. Nigga's a gangster. But this calm Gucci that we see who reach out and help these artists and he's smiling and it's cool. You don't hear too much till his business. I got to respect that man. You know, his discipline. It's like dude went at everybody he was kind of envious of. It's like he was mad at P because they made the bag. I didn't get it. Oh, the company only got the value because of Lil Baby. Taking nothing from Lil Baby. Lil Baby's one of our top artists. I love him to death, right or wrong, I'm with him, right? He with P, I'm with him. That's just how it worked with me. But catalog, Migos, and all this other stuff that was there prior to Baby contributed to the value of that company. Did Lil Baby add to it? Yes, he did. But to say that they couldn't have did the Scooter Braun shit. Scooter Braun reached out to Lil Baby to buy him out his contract, and Lil Baby told him he had to talk to P. Of course, because guess what? Lil Baby's under contract with P.
Exactly.
Duh! Like, what are you talking about? But when he's talking to the people, it sounds like, oh man, Lil Baby kept it real. Lil Baby understand if that conversation did happen, which I'm told it did, but if it did, if they reach out, right, to Lil Baby to buy him, we want to buy at the contract, he's gonna say, you gotta talk to QCP, because I'm under contract with QCP. If I wanted to sell out to you, I can't, not at this time. So if he did say that, that's just the right thing to say, which I don't believe he said that. But you know, I don't know, man. I don't know what it is with dude. It seemed like he'll smile in your face, and as soon as you turn your back, he gonna dagger you up.
Well, final question before we get off this topic. You saw the video with Gunna and everyone was on an uproar and so forth, but ultimately what happened was Gunna became a bigger artist than he's ever been.
Yeah.
Right now, Gunna is bigger than he was before, you know, talking to the judge with the whole Yes Ma'am situation. Will the same thing happen to Young Thug, or do you think that the way Young Thug has positioned himself, a lot of the artists that were gonna work with him no longer want to work with him?
I think he's gonna lose the support of his label. He's screaming, I buy bots. I tell my artists to do this and do that, and we buy #1 positions. This is what he's screaming. So that label, and I'm gonna be real, I don't believe that label's doing these things. I work with Warner, I work with 300, Kevin Lyle, I work with GR, I work with all them dudes over there. I personally don't believe that they doing these things. I believe dude is talking to make itself seem bigger than what it is. They can't, it's a distaste in their mouth. You know that, right? You went at QCP. I mean, you know, hate it or love it. He sits on a different stage. He sits up there with the people that's the people. You know, they heard it. That's their friend. They do business. So now certain doors you probably could have walked through, and without QCP even saying a word, out of pure respect, right? That door's probably closed. You've been home close to a year. You tried to drop something, it didn't work. And then the hate that the fans heard that you had for Gunna, it was just a different type of hate. It was like a jealous hate. Yeah. When I seen what I seen, yo, Gunna, that's talent. You told. That's it. I'm basing off that. I tell them, fans, keep streaming this music. Keep doing what you do. This ain't for nobody to do nothing to him. Good luck in your endeavors. But dude was like, if I only one person on this world that I hate, and it's Gunna. Nigga, hold on. What you mean, bro? Then you telling the label, I'm on demon time. Announced 5 days before that I'm dropping this to try to disrupt his sales. He hated this dude on the jealous hate so much that he didn't care about affecting his own money, because Gunna is his money.
Well, here's what's interesting. While you were talking, this came through. Glorilla actually responded to Young Thug.
As she should.
She said, mind you, this the same N-word blowing up my phone up to ask what color my eyes is. Laugh my ass off. So basically she was saying that he was trying to holler at her.
Yeah.
And since she didn't respond, now she's ugly.
Now we're going to put the heat on Mariah. We got some content, some audio for old Mariah, but I told him that's kind of player hating.
What do you got?
That's kind of player hate. We going to tuck that. You know what I'm saying?
Are you going to give a hint as to what you have?
We go, Glorilla, don't stop. Put that up. And then tag her since she was agreeing with him and said, shit, I guess he don't like you if he like me. Is your eyes my color? Because he was going, and it makes sense because dudes do that. When it's something they really looking at, they're like talk about it real bad. You know what I'm saying? They'd do that to throw him off the, but he doing this to himself.
Oh, so he's telling his girl,
she's
other chick is ugly.
He said, I would never. She's this, big mouth, big head. And Glorilla is beautiful in her way. And if you don't think she's beautiful physically to your eyes, that's cool. Her personality, she's talented. I don't know the sister personally, but the fact that she come from where she come from and she's authentic. That's why I love Cardi. Cardi's authentic. You know what I'm saying? You ain't see Cardi go back to school to, I want to talk different. Cardi's Cardi. Like it or love it, this what it is.
Well, let's switch gears for a second just because this is about to happen. September 13th, Canelo versus Crawford. Who you got?
I'm a Crawford fan. I want to see Crawford win. If Crawford could take the hit and is a smart fighter in this fight, he could win. But if Crawford did not prepare, this is a different kind of fight for him. Canelo's a different type of Latino guy, bro. He gonna bring it. He's skilled. We seen Floyd do his thing with him, but that's Floyd.
That was also early in Canelo's career.
He got to box him. He can't go in brawling with dude. If Crawford go in and box him, I think Crawford got action about the ninth round. Ninth round, you ain't gonna get Canelo out the way that fast. But if he come in brawling with him in them first 3 rounds, he gonna be in trouble by the 5th.
I mean, look, according to betonline.ag, Canelo is favored -180. Crawford is the underdog at +157.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be the underdog.
Almost 2-1, almost 2-1 odds for Canelo, meaning that you got to put up, to get $100, you got to put up $180 to win 100.
On Crawford?
On Canelo.
On Canelo.
With Crawford, you can put up $100 and win 157.
Yeah.
Meaning that's the underdog.
Yeah. I listen.
So wait, so who are you betting on right now? If you had to put your money down right now.
I'm going to bet on Crawford. If I had to put my money down, I'm going to bet on Crawford. And he's smart. I mean, if I see it, he's a boxer. I'm not a professional boxer. He knows what he got to do. I'm pretty sure he's been studying it. My man A-Verb is real, he knows him. And he told me he's been in there on his A game. So, I'm definitely, I ain't going to bet against it. I ain't gonna bet against the brother. I ain't doing that.
Every single guest that I've asked this question to, and all of them in black, have all went with Crawford, including you now.
Yeah, I mean...
Is it a racial thing? Be honest.
No.
Are you rooting for the black guy?
First of all, definitely I'm gonna always... Listen, I'm gonna side with the black guy that has positioned himself to be sided with. Right now, if this was Adrian Broner, bro burnt out. I'm going to be like Broner on some BS. I got to go the other way. But Crawford's skilled enough.
Right. He's undefeated.
He's undefeated. He's skilled enough. He ain't scared. You know what I'm saying? And I believe, did he come up to fight Crawford? Oh.
Yeah. No, Canelo's definitely heavier. Crawford had to move up in weight.
Crawford moved up.
And that's a disadvantage.
It is a disadvantage.
Yes.
But I think Crawford knows what this fight means to not only him, it means to the culture, to his family, to his legacy. And I think Canelo, he might be a little comfortable, but he's a serious fighter. It ain't just gonna be a fight. Now, if Crawford come in with some brawling, I think about the second round, he gonna let Canelo know I'm in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm here. But I think he's gonna box dude. Crawford could outbox Canelo. Canelo could outbrawl Crawford.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So let's see who plays whose game.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a hell of a fight.
It come to a brawl, Canelo gonna win. If Crawford's able to fight his fight, he got action.
Well, Drake allegedly bought Tupac's 1996 death row chain.
It's fake.
And everyone's saying it's fake. Well, not everyone. You and Suge Knight have been the most prominent voices.
Me, Suge Knight, I got Reggie, and I got Reggie's business partner on Academics. I sent Academics all the stuff to show him. I said, I'm going to give you all these things, and we're going to show you. Reggie had other death row medallions made, so he knows what's what. It's two things when you're looking at these. It's the bell part of it, the loop. Reggie, the one he had made is tighter. The original ones is looser. And on Tupac's belt, the belt of the body, he's the only one that has 5 diamonds. So if you look at the chain on Pac's neck, the belt, you'll see 2 diamonds on each, then 1 in the middle. Everybody else has 4 diamonds. The one Drake has, 4 diamonds. So it's certain little things that people know that just been around it. So when I sent the stuff to Act, I said, Act, look at the chain that's around Pac's neck on stage. Looked at it, blew it up. I said, blow up the belt. Count the diamonds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Count the diamonds on Drake's. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how we know for sure. Yeah. Have you ever seen that? Because we pointed it out. I could give it to you.
I believe you. Yeah, I believe you. Yeah. I mean, look, at the end of the day.
And then the dude says, Tupac had multiple death row medallions. No, let me tell you why that's not happening. We want to know whenever anybody got their chain snatched. Stunner gave me one of these. One. If I get it snatched or I lose it, he's gonna know it. He ain't gonna give me 2 or 3. Only one person gonna have those. Suge or Birdman. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna have them, and Birdman don't even have them. He gets them made as he goes to those people we think is worthy of them, right? So the fact that dude is screaming, he had more than one of them. No, dude, he's not gonna do that, because if he loses it, he couldn't tell if he lost it or not. Even the car he claimed he had. We know where the car is at right now. The dude still has the car. He won $1 million for it. You know what I mean? So, you know, people just gotta kind of like watch it. No shade at Drake. He didn't know. I honestly think Drake is a fan, like
absolutely
real fan. Honestly,
so he's got the ring.
Yeah, it's
the
no
ring is real.
Yeah, it's no shade at
Yeah, well, Mo Preem, Tupac's stepbrother, he blasted Drake for buying it. He said, man, my man need to think more about his moves, because I saw in London, he's talking about London got the best rappers, London rappers are better than American rappers, so why are you seeking after the king of rap's jewels, literal jewels? If England has the best rappers, why are you doing this? So I don't know. I think the family should have all Pac's things, personally, but things don't always work out that way, my personal opinion.
He's an idiot. I'm going to tell you what's wrong.
Mo Preem?
He's an idiot. When I hear idiot stuff like that, it's just like my brain just be going crazy when I hear that. First of all, Drake is talking about right now. He's not talking about London rappers have been the best rappers since the beginning of time. So whatever his statement is right now. I think he's a little bitter because, let's be real, was Mo Preem around him when everything was going on? I think he mad because Pac didn't leave him nothing. I think that's really what's going on. Pac didn't leave him nothing. He see Drake is acquiring a few things that he probably would like, but the fact that you saying, Drake, you said this about London rappers, he's talking about now. Pac's been dead 29 years, 30 years. No, what was that, 96? 29 years.
Yeah.
Drake wasn't, how old is Drake? 34, 35? Like he's not talking about in Pac's era.
38.
Right? He's not talking about in Pac's era, this, that, and the other. He's talking about right now, and he's taking his shot. Why he's taking his shots at us, I don't know.
Well, do you know my situation with Mo Preem?
No.
So me and Mo Preem have always been cool. We did an interview. We did another interview that he called me up to do, like Thug Life. This was actually Big Syke's last interview ever.
Gotcha.
Before
Shout
he
out
passed
Big
away.
Syke.
So during the first interview with Mo Preem, we were talking about the photo that he took of Pac when Pac got beat up by the police. So we showed a picture of the photo because he took the photo. He sues me over that photo.
Why?
Because he
Would
could.
you put it up?
It was part of the interview from years ago. So he sues me. I had to pay him like $7,500, and it cost me probably another $10,000 in legal fees. So it cost me almost $20,000. I try to call him. He doesn't pick up his phone. And really, man, it's just pathetic. Like, honestly. Like, I've
Dude
always
ain't a
been
representation of Pac, bro. I mean, did I miss something? Did I ever hear, like, or did I see, like, Pac had dude on the side of him when they was...
I mean, at one point, he was part of Thug Life. He wasn't really part of the Outlaws. And at one point, I think near the end, he had really separated himself from Mo Preem. I think he stopped rocking with him.
So whatever reason Pac stopped rocking with him, when Pac left his earth, he wasn't dealing with you. So I don't think he even want to have a voice.
Right. And that's not his actual blood-related family. It's a stepbrother.
Stepbrother. Through marriage, right?
Well, yeah, because Mo Preem's dad was,
Matula?
what's his name? Matula Shakur, who married Afeni, and they had a daughter, so that's Pac's half-sister.
Half-sister.
And Mo Preem was already around.
Gotcha. So they share a sister in common.
They share a sister in common.
Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, man, I thought that was some real hoe shit, man. To sue me, like, when you know
For
me.
no reason.
Just to make a few extra dollars out of me. That's it. And me and him, I remember, like, me and him were in contact when Matula was getting out and everything else like that. Yo, I heard your dad getting out. Oh, not yet. Okay, yo, let me know, good luck and all that. Like, we'd always had a good relationship until I got sued.
Yeah, I was able to speak with him when he got out. One of my OG homies that was in the feds with him put him on the phone. They had did time. And he was trying to do some interviews and get some things going with his book or whatever he had going on, then he ended up passing away. But
yeah, man, it's sad. I would have loved to do the interview, but someone got in the middle of it and messed it up, and it ultimately didn't happen. Well, recently I interviewed Hernandez Govan, who was found not guilty of first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit first-degree murder in the Young Dolph case.
I don't know the brother. People ask me, I seen somebody going at him, and they said something real dumb, like, oh, that's what they said. He proffered. Brother, he went to trial. Like, yo, some of y'all in this world, think before you say, the man went to trial. You proffer to plea out, no trial. He went to trial. He stood trial in front of the world. They found the man not guilty. He went through this for 4 years. I believe he lost a daughter in this time. So while he's under the gun, but it's murder for hire, conspiracy, he loses a daughter, he stands trial, he beats it. The jury said no go. Why? Because nothing these people were saying tied him into it.
Yeah.
Nothing. I got $800, I got 12. A dude with a mask pulled up. Was it him? No. You got a text message, you got any type of receipt to where, I got you. What?
Right.
There's nothing
there was no text messages that tied him to the murder. There was phone calls between him, the two shooters, and Big Jook.
What that mean?
It means that he knows all that.
You need to go, you know what? You talk to Big U. You might as well go and turn yourself in. Talk to Big U, right?
I talk to Big U sometimes.
Oh, okay, well, like, what does that mean?
Yeah, it means nothing.
Yeah, if his phone
it means
call,
I talk to Big U. Exactly.
Yeah, so I don't know the brother, but what I do know is I can imagine his level of stress. I can imagine what he went through losing his daughter. My condolences, brother. But I'm like, people like, Wack, you got to say something bad. I don't say something bad about him, but what? The brother didn't do nothing. He stood trial. Like, he beat the case. Like, leave him alone.
Here's what I felt that was the craziest part of the interview. So, leading up to the trial, they're throwing out plea deals. Now, he had a great lawyer, Manny Arora, who was Gucci Mane's lawyer. He was also Lil Durk's lawyer during the shooting in Atlanta and so forth. So he's got a real lawyer that took it on basically pro bono because it was $1 million defense, right? So as we get closer and closer to the trial date, a week before the trial, they finally agree to give him 10 years. He has an autistic son, and him and his son had long conversations, and his son convinces him to take the plea deal. He's like, Dad, take the plea deal. At least you'll come home and, spend time with me. Otherwise, you're getting life in prison. If you think about it, 10 years, state case could turn to 5. You put in some time served, good behavior. You could get out maybe 6 years, let's say, right? 5, 6 years, 3 more years with the 2.
Or if he goes for it, he can die in there and never make it back
life
to his son.
Right?
No. If he goes for the 10 and you saying I did this, you got a whole team in it that's saying you admitted to doing that to that person, right? And you might die in there.
That part too.
You get what I'm saying?
But you're juggling very serious choices here. People will like to say, well, if you don't do it, why would you accept a plea deal? When you're facing life, you will consider a 10-year plea deal, right? Anyone would.
Yeah.
If they did it or not did it, doesn't matter. The whole state of Tennessee is throwing everything they got at you. People like to say, oh, they purposely let him go during the trial. No, they didn't. They're trying to convict him.
Trying to convict him.
No one goes easy to trial.
That DA office, they wasn't trying to lose that.
So here's the crazy part about the interview. He gets offered a 10-year plea deal. He signs the plea deal. It goes back to the DA. The DA decides to talk to Dolph's family about it. Dolph's family said, it's not enough time. We don't want you to accept this. So since the DA didn't countersign, they took the plea deal off the table. After he signed, it goes to court and he wins.
I know I'm going to catch some flack for saying this. I believe in the spirit world. There's been some things in my life since I lost my oldest brother that have happened. I'm like, why did that happen? And it put me in a bad spot. Then it led to something. Dolph know who did and didn't have something to do with that. I believe that was Dolph helping that man out. Dolph being the dude he is, good-spirited guy, pure-hearted guy. He was a good dude. He did what he had to do to survive coming from where he came from. But he was a good dude. I believe that going back to the DA just going to the family, because the DA didn't have to do that.
No.
And the family saying no, even though it looks a certain way, I believe that was Dolph energy working, saying, that man don't even deserve to be in jail. He ain't got nothing to do with it, because once we listened to this trial, nothing was there close. This wasn't like no OJ shit that maybe, some blood, some hair.
No, there was no blood evidence.
Nothing was there to close.
There was calls that you don't know what was spoken about in the calls. There was text that had nothing to do tying him into it. The only witness was one of the shooters. The one who testified against the other shooter, who hasn't gone to court yet, who's obviously trying to get out of a life sentence by saying, okay, this guy put me up to it. But that's no one else corroborates the story.
Nobody.
And at the end of the day, you could say whatever you want. We both know how trials work.
Yeah.
That jury deliberated for like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
They said 3 hours because there was like a time that they were given instructions. They had to come back. They had to process stuff, whatever. Hernandez's lawyer, Manny, said it was about an hour and a half deliberation. When a jury comes back that quickly on a murder case with life in prison, everyone was pretty much knowing that it was going to be a not guilty. There was very little debate, discussion. Everyone was like, they got nothing on this guy.
It's a fact.
And that's what happened. And people want to get mad. I saw that Key Glock had posted, Dolph doesn't get justice. They let him go,
but
whatever.
See, here goes the thing with Key Glock. Like, Key, bro, rap. That ain't for you.
Yeah.
It's rap, bro, because if that was for you, when Dolph dropped, then that would have been for you.
Right.
You chose to stay in a rapper's lane, and I'm glad you chose that route, because, it's a lot of senseless killing going on and unnecessary killing going on. I mean, let's listen to what these people talking about. This man said he got $800 to take this man's life.
Yeah.
Wherever he got it from, right? $800? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, hey, bro, like, y'all put it in the hands of the law. Dude was home, was he not? The dude on trial, he was home, right? Didn't they let him out on bail, right?
Yeah.
He was out. So Key Glock, like, you know, if you felt that strongly about it, you should have handled your business.
Here's the interesting thing about this case also, right? Because he was charged with being a middleman for Young Dolph's murder through Big Jook, right? That's what he's being charged with, saying that Big Jook put up like $100,000 and he went and got the killers and he was going to take $20,000 for himself and give them $80,000, right?
Govan, that's his name, right?
Yeah, Hernandez Govan.
So Govan never gave any statements insinuating Big Jook ever gave him any money, right?
But here's the interesting part, right? This story comes out. One of the shooters says, "Oh yeah, you know, Govan is the middleman for Big Jook." Big Jook never got arrested while he was alive.
That's a
fact.
fact.
You mean to tell me you arrest the middleman and not the person putting together the hit?
Did Govan get arrested before or after Big Jook was murdered?
Before.
Oh yeah.
Before, and I asked him during the interview. I said, "If you got arrested, why wasn't Jook arrested at the same time? Because it's the same case. In fact, you'd have more of a reason to arrest Big Jook because he's putting up the money."
Because Govan didn't receive no money from Jook, and if he did receive it, he never mentioned the man's name. So either way you look at it, you go about it, it kind of stopped it there because they needed to convict him to be able to double back and say, "Hey, look, we got you on the life. We willing to give you 20, man, if you let us know the money came from over here." They can't come at this man. They have no leverage. Not to say this man would have played their game. Again, I ain't got nothing against this brother. I don't know him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm getting tired of people telling people, "Wack got an issue with you." I'm bold enough and crazy enough. If I got an issue with you, I'm going to tell you. I don't even want nobody to tell you. I want you to hear it the way I'm going to tell it to you. You know what I mean? So none of it makes sense. I mean, things happen for a reason. Rest in peace, Dogg. You know what I mean? He was a good dude. I know him personally. But I think, this hatchet needed to be buried.
Yeah, look, what, Hernandez thinks, and this is just his opinion, was the reason why they went after him and not Big Jook was because if they went after Jook, they would assume that Gotti would put up all the lawyer money and he would have a serious defense.
Yeah.
Whereas Hernandez was just a broke guy in Memphis at the time, and they assumed they could railroad him and he'd have no way to protect himself, not knowing that a top-notch lawyer was going to come in and actually put together a real defense, a $1 million defense. He said, "We shut down our office for like 3 months working on this case." This is Gucci Mane's lawyer, the one who got him off the murder case.
Yeah.
So I really think it was kind of dirty pool in terms of what the state was doing by just trying to implicate everyone they could into this murder to make the family happy, to get themselves more brownie points, to clout chase or whatever. But ultimately, I've spoken to Hernandez on camera, off the camera. He didn't tell me any question I couldn't ask. I fired everything I had at him, and he answered everything the way he was supposed to answer.
Bro, they acquitted him, man. Like, at the end of the day.
Not guilty.
Yeah, the street sometimes is, you worse than the DA. At least the DA, when they put a case on you, they tell you why. They put cases on people out here, they don't tell them why. And then when you beat the case, the DA say, "Well, we won't charge you no more, we done with it." Then the street still want to convict you.
Right.
My message to the brothers, man, get in your lane, find you something to do. Don't trust none of these dudes. Tend to your family, man, and, keep your head up.
I told him to get out of Memphis.
No, he definitely needs to leave.
That's what I said. I kept mentioning it over and over again. I said, "You need to get out of Memphis." Because all I planned it, I was like, "Well, you need to speed up those plans."
Yeah, you need to get out of Memphis.
Yeah. You know what he said? Which I've heard over and over again by people who've gotten killed, like Mo3, like FBG Duck. He said, "I know how to move."
No.
They've said the exact same words. "Yeah, I know how to move. I'm good."
Yeah, well,
Yeah, you may know how to move, but you don't know how other people are moving.
everybody know how to move.
Everyone know how to move. Exactly.
I have not met a chess player who hasn't lost a game of chess.
Exactly.
At least once.
Well, one of my Vlad TV YouTube members, Rough Sports 170, brought up an interesting story, which you may or may not be familiar with. It is about the murder of Big U's younger brother, Dwayne Dupree, a.k.a. Draws. You know about this?
At the studio?
He was killed by a guy named Timothy Joseph McGee, a.k.a. the Monster of Atwater.
Echo Park, right?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But Draws was the bodyguard for Corrupt at the time, and he was shot and killed in 1999 outside a music studio in L.A.
They tried to blame DMX.
Echo Park, you're right. It happened outside Echo Sounds Music Studio in Atwater Village.
Yeah, they tried to blame DMX.
DMX?
Yeah, they tried to blame DMX back then. Yeah. Because they say the shooters allegedly, their first story was they came through on the bikes. So they was thinking some Rough Rider stuff, but.
Well, let me tell you about Timothy Joseph McGee. He's responsible for at least 12 homicides from 1997 to 2001, 3 of which led to convictions. He's also a suspect in at least 10 attempted murders, 4 of which led to convictions. In 2018, the LA Times named McGee one of the top 20 most notorious killers in the history of California.
Mexican dude, right?
Mexican dude, yeah. He looks kind of white, but yeah, I guess he's Mexican.
Well, here go the thing. I'm gonna be
he's
real.
part of the Tunerville gang.
He wasn't targeted. And I'm gonna say this. I don't put his murder on McGee. I put his murder on the punk motherfuckers who lock little draws outside. On the people who push that vending machine in front of that door.
Oh.
So if y'all gonna talk about it, talk about it. You understand what I'm saying? McGee did what he was supposed to do, right? Little draws just happened to be there with Corrupt. And if people, wouldn't have did certain things, the brother could have made it into safety as everybody else did. You get what I'm saying? So this is what I mean to the youngsters. They talk that talk, they walk that walk. But when it come down to it, they gonna be just as nervous and scared as you are. Don't believe it, go the other way. So yeah, if they gonna talk about it, yeah, McGee was the shooter. Who his target was, who knows? But I will tell you this. He had more action at this young man because people that look like him who was there closed that door and pushed that vending machine in front of him. Those are the people who should be held accountable. They know who they are.
Well, what's crazy is that this year, McGee's murder convictions and death penalty were overturned because a juror was improperly dismissed during deliberations. Although they say that he's going to be retried. But he was on death row at one point, then Newsom ended up not doing any more death penalties. So
went to the yard.
So he got moved to San Quentin. He got moved from San Quentin death row to general population Salinas.
Gotcha.
So, no, I mean, listen, they compare this guy to Charles Manson, the Golden State Killer, and the Night Stalker. This is how deadly this guy was, or is. He's still alive. Right. He tried to kill cops. Like, what exactly is the story with this guy? Have you heard about him?
Yo, you got to remember, he come from that era. That's that late 80s, 90s era, bro. And that's why I tell a lot of these youngsters who be popping it, I'm like, yo, bro, the things you doing because of the myths and stories you heard from those before you. And I don't know why they think that people have forgotten how to do what they know how to do. It's a struggle with me daily, to ignore a lot of things because I come from that era. And in that era, getting busy was norm. It wasn't a surprise that these dudes did that. Back then, the police and the police helicopters and gun fights in the middle of the street and kicking doors in and it was a normal thing. So he was gangbanging. That's what gangbanging was back then. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your enemies over there, go get them. Your job is to get rid of your enemies. You get what I'm saying? And he was gangbanging.
Right. So Timothy McGee was the leader of Tunerville, a.k.a. Tunerville Reefa 13.
Says who?
Says the internet.
Says the law enforcement. Because they want him to be the leader, because classifying him as the leader says that we can give him a little more time. And you know what I mean? I don't know him, but I'm never going to say, yo, that dude's the leader, because it's many different facets that make up a gang. Some people got more say-so than others. You get what I'm saying? So, I don't think any of his homeboys came out and said he's the leader. If he got that type of reputation, none of his homies is going to come out and say he's the leader. That's coming from law enforcement. All right? So.
Well, here's an interesting question. Why hasn't anyone been arrested for Draco's murder? Why do you think that is? No arrests.
Shit.
Happened in a public venue.
You got to ask Munchie B. He always pointing out people that had something to do with it or was there. I think he the only one assisting them. Maybe he ain't a reliable, credible source. He's the only one I seen on the internet naming people that was there and naming this and naming that. But, I mean, it was on video. We all seen the video. It looks like it was a rumble. I missed it by like 15 minutes. We was actually waiting on Draco to make sure he got in and out right, but shit, we waited on him an hour and something. I had 100 tickets. I had 4 artists performing. I had Game, I had Blueface, Coyote, and True Car. So I told Nephew we was gonna wait up for him and make sure he got in and out of there right. But after holding Blue and holding Game and the team a whole hour, they was with it. And like, bro, we don't think he gonna show up. Let's roll. I called his little brother, and then was there early, about 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
And, they was good. By the time we got to the Sprinter and got to the freeway, we got the call. He was dead.
So you mean to tell me that if he wasn't late, there's a reasonable chance he would have lived?
Great. We was 100 deep.
Yeah.
We was 100 deep, and we had people with us, a large amount of people with us that knew people from whatever he was involved in. So I think between the politics and, and it being, the numbers, I think the problem would have been diffused at that time. 90% sure it would have been.
That's sad, man.
It might have been some head-up squabbles. You know what I'm saying? We was already prepared for that to happen, but it wouldn't have just been what that was like that. You know what I'm saying?
So do you think that ultimately this will be a cold case forever?
I don't know, because all I know is what I saw on the internet. You know what I'm saying?
Wasn't much.
All I know is what I saw. I saw the little fight, and I saw a few people get knocked out. I saw a few people squabbling. I can't say that's when he got stabbed. I don't know if it happened there. When they turned I don't know when it happened. The only one that spoke on people being there is Munchie B, the peanut butter man. So at this point in time, I'm pretty sure the police, they went and talked to him about it. It's probably why he keep getting ORs and not bails, because he's the only one identifying people. Such and such was there, this hood was there, these people was there. So I don't know, but I will tell you this. It's a lot of people involved. And usually, when you have that many people involved, somebody's pillow talking, somebody gets in trouble, right? At one point or another, or tell somebody something. Do I believe they have leads? We know they got leads because Munchie B done said some names. But do I believe they have other leads from people that might have been there? I definitely believe that. It could have been some people on Draco's side, that maybe said they recognized some people, or some people on the other side who got caught up in the situation. So, it's a high-profile case. I do know it's a lawsuit going on. But I do believe that they're still working it. And in these type of situations, you never know. You never know. But the probability of an arrest when Munchie be screaming people names and directing the police, go talk to that. That's what he's saying. Go talk to that dude. He was there. They got some statements. What they gonna do with it, I don't know. Arrested Peace Draco, you know, he was cool with me. I know we had things going on, you know, with people, but he always gave me respect. He did 2-3 songs with me and my artists, so, you know, I can't do nothing but respect the man and salute him.
Well, my man Boosie took a plea deal for his gun charge, and the prosecutors are recommending 2 years.
Prosecutors recommending 2 years?
Yes.
Oh, he got love then.
Yeah.
I'm hearing a lot of things about that, Vlad.
What do you mean?
I'm hearing that he really didn't want to take this plea deal, but he was kind of forced to take it to try to save somebody else from another situation.
Well, I'm not sure because just, I believe, yesterday, his son got caught with a machine gun.
Yeah, what I'm hearing is when his son got caught the first time, what I'm hearing, his son implemented Boosie. And what I'm hearing is Boosie agreed to take that plea deal, to take that off of his son, because if it hit him, then his documentation of his son doing something he should have did, that's his daddy, and then Boosie possibly getting some more time. So if they offered him 2 years, he doing all right. He gonna go to a little camp and he be home at 18, but it's probably a little less than that.
Well, yeah, I mean, he had an ankle
months.
monitor at one point. He might get time served for the ankle monitor.
How long was he on the ankle monitor?
Close to a year.
Yeah, so he can get, you figure off 2 years with the halfway house. Shit, what he gonna do, 15 months, 12 months or something like that? So he might end up with just straight time served. They might give him the 2 years. That's probably, is he not requesting home confinement?
I'm sure
Because
he
if
is.
you give him 6 months, if you go to the halfway house, 6 months to the house, you know, that's damn near like home confinement. So if he had 12 months on the ankle monitor and they give him credit for that, that's a year off that, which got 8 months left. Yeah, I can see him giving him, letting him stay home. I can see that.
Yeah.
Or he home in 4 or 5 months.
Look, me and Boosie, we talked about the situation. Now that he pled guilty, he's able to actually speak about it freely and so forth. I've always avoided talking about it ahead of time. But I think there's such an important lesson in what happened in that situation, because essentially what led up to him getting arrested was he was in San Diego. Someone paid him like, I think, $10,000 to do a video shoot.
You know I exposed the dude, right?
Who?
The dude that really got him arrested.
Well, that guy didn't really get him arrested.
Oh, he definitely got him arrested.
Okay, so here's what I heard.
That guy's a cooperant. We got his paperwork, got 15...
Oh, so he called in and said Boosie's here with a gun?
Listen, people, listen to me. The wiretap comes in form of a IG Live now.
Okay.
Think about it. Dude zoomed in on Boosie's on that IG Live. Dude's already a cooperant with law enforcement.
Yeah, law enforcement was watching some of the guys at that IG Live.
They're watching a phone that's registered as one of their CIs, which gave them probable cause to pull Boosie over. Boosie in a black car. The driver good. Notice when they pulled him over, they snatched him out and searched. Boosie couldn't use illegal search and seizure, none of that, because that dude, we baited him on Clubhouse, got him on there, talked to him, got him nice and comfortable, and then I hit him with all this deal. I said, bro, you a cooperant. You got 15 of your homies indicted. This is the letter you wrote to the judge, tell him you couldn't go to court. This you, right? So that day on that, when you was on that phone, you still working. Think about it. It never came up on what gave them people probable cause to pull him out, right? It was the IG Live. Not just any IG Live. An IG Live that's tied to them. It's like their wiretap, that's our phone. And what we see on that phone is credible enough for us to use, right, to make an arrest. And that's what that was.
Okay, I get that part, right? But from Boosie's point of view, this is where I think some mistakes happen. Me and him talked about this on camera. It comes down to a hustle mentality. That, look, he gets offered $10,000 to do his video shoot. It's a bunch of Crips are around. One of his security guys couldn't make it. So he felt somewhat unsafe in this environment. So he decides to take a gun and put it in his back. Right?
That's cap. That's your friend. Now, we're going to have a real conversation. Let's have a real conversation. That's cap. Let me tell you why.
How's that cap?
Because he wasn't uncomfortable. When you uncomfortable, you hide your gun. You don't let them know you got a gun. You don't put your gun in the small of your back for everybody to see. That was just some floss and some bullshit-ass flow showing. If you feel uncomfortable, you going into a place, you not showing your hand. Ghetto boys taught us that. Drop your dick in the dirt, they know exactly how to send it at you, right? That's cap. That is all cap. No way he went there feeling uncomfortable. He went there and did that to flow show. I'm on the West Coast with some real street niggas, because if he was uncomfortable, his shirt, his hoodie, whatever it is, would have been covering that pistol up. And anybody vouch for that, bro. You're not gonna show your weapon. It does not make sense.
It's an interesting point.
It does not make sense.
You're making an interesting point.
Brother, listen, I come from that.
Yeah.
I'm not walking into a situation where I'm uncomfortable, so let me take a pistol. But I'm gonna show them I got a pistol. What kind of pistol? How, the clip, if it's a revolver, you just don't do that. He was doing something he shouldn't have did, having too much fun, right? And I don't think they meant no harm. Dudes in Dago, there's really some stand-up dudes. They ain't scandalous dudes like that. Both sides down there, they do real business. They bring you in to do something. They just want the service and this love, right?
Yeah.
But nah, we gonna X that out. Okay, one security guard came, right?
Yes.
He checked one gun on the plane.
Correct.
The gun is licensed to him, right?
Correct.
Okay. When they got pulled over and arrested, they found how many guns? 2 guns, right?
Right.
They take him into the precinct, right? They tell him you got the right to remain silent, wait for your attorney. He say, no, I want to talk right now. This gun ain't mine, it's the security guards.
Okay.
This is what he says. This gun that y'all found on me is a security guard gun.
That's a fair statement, though, isn't it?
No, hell not ain't a fair statement. Because I'm going to tell you why it ain't a fair statement. That security guard is a legal entity, is a business, is a company. He has license for his gun, right? For you to put a dirty gun on him in the state of California.
Was it a dirty gun?
Every gun off the street is dirty. It's illegal in the state of
So
California.
you're saying that both guns were not the security guard's guns?
No, there was not. One gun in the security in the document says, I brought one gun, I checked one gun on the plane, they can show records of that. Boosie kept saying, this gun is a security guard. So if they put this gun on the security guard, right, they can, by law, book the security guard. Yeah, you got your one licensed gun, but now you got a dirty gun on you. So which one is it? He was not supposed to say that. I don't give a damn. This is why I just wrote the New Testament of the streets. 13 new laws is coming out. Be on Amazon in the next week or 2. Because you know what? Since people want the rules to change, maybe I give my input and we're going to slide them in there and we're going to see what people think about them, because you're not supposed to do that. You are not supposed to, this gun is his. No, that security said, this is my gun. I'm licensed for this gun.
All right, so I looked it up. So basically, federal prosecutors allege that he bought handguns in Georgia and brought them to San Diego for a music video shoot, leading to his arrest and subsequent plea. So the guns came from Georgia.
The security guard checked his gun, his legal gun on do the security guard got a case? He had a gun on him.
No case.
No case. You don't even see a charge, right?
Right.
Because when Boosie was trying to put the gun on him.
So where did the second gun come from? You're saying that they brought an illegal gun from Georgia to California? I don't believe that.
Listen, you could go check a gun on a LAX flight right now and fly anywhere you want. You get your ass caught. And you ain't, my woman could bear firearms. She flies her guns. She flies 2 of them wherever she goes. Let her ass fly into New York. It's illegal at that time. You get what I'm saying? Now, if she flies into Tennessee Florida, anywhere where it says her CCW is active, she's good. So when you move that gun from one place and California don't recognize none of that shit, right? None of that. They don't recognize none of that. Actually, his security guard, depending on how he was operating, was fighting a thin line because unless you have a California CCW or a California permit as a resident, they ain't honoring it. You get what I'm saying?
But I believe a security guard did because ultimately he would have been charged with something. He was charged with nothing.
So you telling me that you never read that Boosie kept putting the gun on the security guard? See this dirty gun that got him in the feds, Vlad? We're gonna do simple math. The dirty gun that got him in the feds, if he could have put that same dirty gun on the security guard, then the security guard would be in front of the judge. See, whoever got caught with this gun.
No, but he had the possession of it.
It
was on his possession.
We know that.
So regardless of who he put it on,
he didn't know that.
He's a felon in possession of a firearm.
Listen, he
so
didn't
it could have been
that.
a totally clean gun, right?
But that ain't what they charged him with. What they charged him with is attic with a gun. You messing with the exposers, Vlad.
Yeah, but the attic part was dropped afterwards.
It doesn't matter.
It was dropped
That's
afterwards.
What they charged him with the second time around.
Because you can't prove that Boosie's an addict.
Well,
That's the whole point.
They could have if they wanted to.
Not really.
Yes, they could have. All you dudes in these states, hear me. Georgia, places like this, where marijuana and stuff is illegal, stop going on your Instagram, putting your location up, blowing drugs, weed, because they can use that, Vlad, to say, you're in Georgia, right? This is illegal. You're an addict. This is why they came with the charge. They dropped it the first time because remember the Spanish dude up in New York? Remember he filed that thing and he won. So Boosie's thing fit up under his same criteria. They dropped it, and then they doubled back and refiled on him with addict with a gun. His initial charge was not addict with a gun.
No, yeah, that came later.
Right?
Came later, yeah.
That's the second time, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. The security guard didn't take the gun. You see that, right? So you're not telling me that these words didn't come out of Boosie's mouth?
I don't know where the second gun came from.
You're not telling me these words?
I just don't know.
So you never read it?
I don't know. I did not read it, no.
You know what? I like your style.
I did not read it.
That's why I asked you, are we having a conversation or what we doing? I know you and Boosie's relationship.
That's right.
But, we ran it on the 100 side of Clubhouse, so it's there anyway.
Well, his son got caught with a gun with a switch.
Yeah. I see Charleston White claiming it. I don't know if he...
Yeah,
I just think dude got caught, he heard about it, and he's...
I have no idea why Tootie...
Where was he at, Georgia?
I believe so. Yeah, in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I don't know why Tootie's rolling around with a gun in Atlanta. Honestly, a gun with a switch at that makes no goddamn sense. Like Tootie grew up, yes, he grew up a little rough in the beginning, but at one point he became a rich kid. You know what I'm saying? So Boosie has been taking care of him the whole time, buying him cars.
Listen, Boosie a great father, bro.
Exactly.
You can't put that on him, man.
100%.
And did everything he could. He built him a great compound. I love his spread out there. Salute to him. I mean, we're going to talk facts. Me and Boosie had a little spat behind little dude, but we worked that out. But end of the day, bro, all Boosie could do is live his life, man, continue doing what he can do. His sons, how old is Tootie? He grown.
He's probably 20-something.
He gonna do what he gonna do. He gonna be who he gonna be.
22 years old.
Yeah, he gonna be what he gonna be. Yeah, he's an adult. By age. He's making bad decisions, but you gotta remember, his daddy is Lil Boosie. Boosie badass, right? So maybe he's trying to follow in the tracks of what he heard from before. Yeah. He ain't following the tracks of who he is today because Boosie live a different life. That's the case, he'll be back there trying to outfish his daddy.
I know, right?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, what happened between you and Lil Zay Osama?
We ran some, actually what's crazy is, and I gotta watch myself when there's people who come in my room and they put these clips up and they ask me about people. I didn't know who the hell a Lil Zay Osama was. You know what I mean? I didn't know who he was. They like, yo, he got arrested. Okay, where he got arrested? New York, okay. What he had? Switch, damn. In the Uber, oh shit, he done. New York got tough gun laws. Nah, Wack, he got 14 months. 14 months? Nah, not know what. No, the feds picked it up. No, usually the feds pick up a case to give you a more lengthy term. You know, the state of New York, you get caught with a 38, they're gonna give you 3 to 5. You know that, you know what I'm saying? They don't play that out there. So when I heard that, and then they start reading me his criminal record, he had a high-speed chase out here, and he had a gun case, he called it a noise. But both of these situations, he got 1 day sentence and misdemeanor. So I started scratching my head. I was like, y'all sure he got 14 months in the feds for a switch? They classify a switch as a machine gun.
Yeah.
Right? So, you know, at that time, I said, yeah, it don't look right. It look like he might be doing some telling. On who, I don't know. So when he get out, Act called me, and he asked me, like, you know, we had our little back and forth. You know, I'm going to entertain the, you know, the chat.
You ain't living in your own city. This city's sweet as hell, and you ain't even here.
Hey, bro, you getting disrespectful, man.
Shut the f*** up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
How you get 12 months for a
I'll
switch?
put this on your ass on my
How
baby.
you get 12 months for a
Fuck
switch?
you talking about? Stop playing with my name. You trying to stay relevant out here, gang. Stop playing with my name. You trying to stay relevant.
You know, as he was, but he said go look into it. So I doubled back, so I looked into it. I can't see anybody you told on. The details that I said are there. You did have these 2 cases, these 2 different states that was felonies, but for some reason reduced to misdemeanors and a day in jail. But I don't know. Maybe, you know, maybe this Uber was in somebody else's name. Maybe his prints wasn't on the, I don't know. I don't know the other determining factors. I haven't pulled the whole case. So, you know, I still stand on it's a little odd. I told him that. But no, I don't see nobody you physically told on. And that's what that was. We had a conversation. That's what that was. I think it kind of got off to the wrong start, you know, because we was on Axe Live, and you know, he felt some type of way. That's his name. But you know, he understood when I talked to him. Like, look, bro, I'm from the streets. How many dudes you know, nigga, get caught with a switch and you can do a year in the feds? That's classified as a machine gun.
Yeah, but look, he had good lawyers. It was left in a car.
Feds don't give a damn about no lawyers.
I've had lawyers actually look at this case, and they've all said it seems on the up and up.
Huh?
That's what I was told.
You capping.
I'm serious.
What lawyer you had look at the case? That's cap.
Let's take a look.
You capping, Vlad. Your beard just went black that fast.
Hold up. Was it lawyer? Hold on a second.
Again, I haven't looked into the cop. Maybe I need to. You know, I wonder, was the Uber in his name? You know what I'm saying? Because that could be a litigating factor.
Okay, no, it wasn't a lawyer. It was 1090 Jake. He went through the whole thing. He went through the whole thing. He said it was legit.
Listen, 1090 only works when he's reading some paperwork and he see a nigga then told. 1090 ain't no motherfucking lawyer. I fuck with him, but y'all giving him too much credit. He ain't no lawyer to be looking at a case overall and saying based on this. Now, you put some paperwork in front of 1090 gonna read it and break it down. But I think 1090 would agree. A Negro get caught with a switch in New York, and we gotta factor out the New York thing because it went feds. See, the fact that the feds took it from New York, feds usually take cases to give you more time.
Right.
His ass would have been in the state of New York, for sure, he'd have got 3 to 5, if not more, just New York gun laws. So when I'm factoring in all these things and I'm looking at it, I'm like, feds took it over only to give him less time than what he would have got in the state. But again, it could be some litigating factors in there. Maybe the Uber wasn't I didn't send people Ubers, you know what I'm saying? Maybe the Uber wasn't somebody else's name. Maybe it was more than one person in the Uber. Maybe his prints wasn't on the guy. I don't know. Maybe the Uber driver might have grabbed the gun. Maybe it came up with how we know it wasn't yours. I mean, it could have been anything went on. I didn't really pull up the paperwork. I don't believe it's sealed. But maybe I might look into it, you know, just for the heck of it and just go over what all the terms was and see if something's there. I would think that the Uber probably wasn't in his name. I would start there. I would start there for him to, Vlad, come on, bro. If the Uber's in your name, the gun's in the Uber, maybe they said, well, how we know the client before Zay?
Right.
Well,
Exactly.
that's what I'm saying.
I think it was a little bit of a slippery
These
slope.
type of things could have been in there.
I think the feds realized that with a real lawyer, they could potentially lose a trial. So let's give him 14 months. He'll accept it. We'll say that we won again, and we keep it moving.
He maybe could have been that. Maybe his Prince wasn't
multiple people in the car, maybe.
Yeah, all these.
There's a lot of
when he talked to me,
mitigating factors.
I had to, you know, I ain't got nothing against him. I don't know him to have anything against him. It's just when people bring me things and I'm looking at the writing on the wall and I'm doing my math, I give my opinion of it. But thinking about it, I hadn't read the work in its entirety. I based my decision based upon what I saw and what type of firearm it was and where it was at and how it's classified. But again, when I thought about it, the Uber thing could do before, because they not required, they don't search the Uber when they let the client out, they keep going.
Well, Drake just did another interview with Bobby Altoff, and he addressed a bunch of stuff. He said that he's not afraid of Los Angeles and promises that he'll be back.
Why would he be afraid of Los Angeles?
Well, I think that was the question because of everything that happened with Kendrick and the fact that he
what
moved
happened
out of
with Kendrick? Y'all got to stop doing that, bro. What happened with Kendrick?
He lost a rap battle.
A rap battle?
Yes.
Was it a shootout?
No. Well,
a home invasion?
Although his bodyguard did get shot in the midst of this rap battle.
Wait.
To say the one
bodyguard got shot where?
In Toronto.
The fuck Toronto got to do with California?
Right.
Like y'all be trying putting it like this is y'all worse than the goddamn DA. Right? Whatever they got going on in Toronto is Toronto. Nobody down here says it's on with Drake. We're still Drake fans. Kendrick Lamar participated in a friendly rap battle. That's all he did.
Wasn't very friendly.
It definitely was friendly.
It was not friendly.
It was friendly. It was witty. It was exciting. It was strategic. And it was the perfect club banger.
Right. After the pedophile allegations and
who did he call a pedophile?
Baby, Drake.
Where?
Certified lover boy, certified pedophile.
He's talking about his man that's with him.
Okay.
That's what he did. Drake,
Probably
you like him young?
It's probably a minor. Come on, man.
Okay,
It
wait.
is what it is. Drake is suing over this.
Was
the
girl,
lawsuit is progressing.
Was the girl a minor?
Who?
Was the girl a minor?
Which girl?
See, Vlad, come on, bro.
Which girl?
Come on, I know the Hunter side put in work, but we can't be that far ahead of you. The girl in Colorado, was she not a minor?
The one on stage?
The one that was there with her dad. The one on stage. So
the one on stage, yes, she was a minor.
Okay, so Drake didn't know she was a minor when she came up, right?
No.
We can agree with that, right? Drake starts doing his one through talking, right? He says, how old are you? She says 17, right? At that point, should it have been over with? Or should he said, damn, why do you look this way? Should he have said all these things?
Definitely creepy.
Okay,
yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's a rap battle. Rap battle is pushed with information on the other rapper. So that's a minor. He ain't wrong there. When he said certified lover boy, that's what he called himself, certified pedophile. His man had pedophile charges. One of his right-hand men had pedophile. See, if y'all listen to it and break it down the right way, A minor is great. This is a song. A minor could be deemed as a note, but guess what? You did make a pass at a minor.
Yeah,
you would have been pissed off if you was a dad and let your daughter, let her go up there.
Yes.
And I'm 17. Dang, why do you look this way? Oh, he said some more shit.
I might have jumped on stage.
There you go. So let's salute Kendrick. Kendrick ain't told nobody. He had made no insinuations, no threats toward Drake that he can't come back. Nobody in Los Angeles is pushing that. We Drake fans. We want Drake back. Come back. Come do a few shows like we fuck with Drake. It was just a friendly rap battle, but it was dominated. It was so big. You know what I'm saying? To where people try to add other things to it. You know what I mean? I just seen a store get attacked in New York. I don't think that was about Drake. That was about, she said, one of the dudes stole some of her designs. It wasn't that she hated Drake. Just one of the dudes that worked there, put clothes in there, stole some of her designs.
That video was crazy. She pulled out a whole hammer.
Yeah.
It was hammer time up in there. Let me tell you, it was hammer time.
Surprised they didn't put that. Thank God that shit wasn't out here. Kendrick did it.
She started smashing the windows with a hammer. She just pulled a hammer out of her purse. Who carries a hammer with them?
A lady that's going to put some work in.
What do you think about Daz dissing Death Row and Snoop Dogg at this point?
No, Daz is Daz.
Daz is Daz.
Daz does what he does. Is he dropping an album or something?
Yeah, he is.
Well, there you go. That's why.
Fuck Death Row Records. Sincerely yours, Cousin Daz, Snoop Night, new album, Retaliation, Revenge, and Get Back, 3/9/11/25 on all platforms. Fuck him.
I'm going to tell you what Snoop thinks about it.
I just want to say, Daz is Snoop's cousin.
I'm going to tell you what Snoop thinks about it.
What's that?
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Do I think he's serious? No. Do I think he's just doing something for promo? Yes. Is it working? No. Because Snoop is not pushing or representing that label in a way that is problematic. You've heard very little about that label, but they're doing a whole lot over there. Movies came out. He's in the gaming field, his son. Merch, he got a lot of things going on over there. So, at the end of the day, I just think Daz is sitting back saying, well, who could I go at? He'd have been better off just going at Suge.
Yeah, but at this point, you're not going to get much of a response from Suge. I mean, you'll get a
Suge been kind of loud.
Audio response.
Suge been kind of loud, but he ain't going to get no response from Snoop with that. Snoop's not doing that.
Well, did you hear about Snoop's comments about basically gays in films? So basically, he was talking about going to a Buzz Lightyear movie with his grandson. And in the movie, there is a lesbian couple with a baby, right? And so he basically talked about going to the movie theater, and his grandson was like, Papa Snoop, how come she have a baby with a woman? She a woman. And he was like, oh, shit, I didn't come for this shit. I'm scared to watch a goddamn movie. Movie ain't even over yet. I'm scared to go to the movies now. Like, y'all throw me in the middle of this shit. I don't have answers for it.
Hey, listen.
Threw me for a loop.
To the heterosexual community, if you depend on the schools, television or cartoons, or the neighbor to educate your child, your ass in trouble. Because what was bad and what was wrong way back then, today is normal. So you have to have the conversation with your you have to. They are letting two men adopt children. You get what I'm saying? So
Yep.
It's like, you going to school, hey, where's your dad? Hey, where's your mom? Like right there, right? So it's like, what do you mean? Those are two dads. Like, so you have to have the conversation, and you can't have it one-sided. You have to explain to them what a heterosexual lifestyle is, which coming from where we come from, that's the lifestyle you're supposed to live, but you have to explain to them the other things that's going on in the world. Like this person painted his house white, this person paints his house yellow, okay? They're still people, but they represent two different things, and I found a way to communicate and educate myself on how to communicate with the community. Because I was once one of them people, I was totally anti everything. But once I get done talking with you face to face, what you choose to do in the privacy of your home or whatever, it really ain't my business. As long as the only time I get offended is if you directly approach me as if I'm on your side of the fence. Other than that, bro, we live in a world, bro, that everybody got the right to make their decision your right could be somebody else's wrong. You know, you can go over here as a Christian and order a pepperoni pizza. Nothing says nothing wrong with it. A Muslim gonna say it ain't right. You, as a Muslim, could have 4 or 5 wives. A Christian gonna say you're not right. So it's like, it's just, you have to have the whole conversation.
I get it, right? But I actually agree with Snoop in this regard, because I remember watching that movie at my house with my kids, and I saw that, and my kids were all like, "Dad, what's up with that?" And I had to.
You had the conversation.
I had to sort of explain it, but I think the point is,
stop being scared, Vlad. Just tell them.
It's not that you're scared. It's the fact that what Snoop is saying is they could have revealed that ahead of time for a children's movie, that this movie has some gay imagery and it happens to be a children's movie. So if you choose to watch this movie, just know this is what's in store. Because Disney had this other movie like that has like a whole gay couple.
So you're saying that they should create, like how they got PG.
Yeah.
They should create something that says this movie, and all movies have these things in them. All of them. I didn't see the most gangsters of movies and series somehow.
Yes. Listen, but the fact that you have, I mean, in terms of adult movies, who cares? You gay, trans, whatever, you could have rape scenes. That's all legal in movies, right? For adults. But when it comes to kids' movies, I think having a special rating that has potentially gay scenes in it, just so the parents know, and the parents can still take their kids.
No, I think you're right, but I think what's going on is they're telling you guys, we're here to stay.
Okay.
You watched The Wire?
Yes.
Gangster movie, right?
Yes.
Who was the coldest killer in there? Omar, right?
The gay gangster dude. What's his name?
Omar.
Omar, yeah.
But see what I'm saying? It's like they do it on purpose. Like, and it's been happening.
But that's a very adult TV series.
No, I get what you're saying.
I'm totally fine. Listen, I'm totally fine with gay people, period. You know? Like,
why'd you have to say that?
Well, because I don't want this to be taken as like Vlad being homophobic. Shout out to Jason Lee. That's my man. I have gay employees. Like, it's all good. Like, I don't care.
You know, when you say things like that, it's as if you're doing it on some affirmative action type shit. Like you're doing it because you feel you have to.
It's not that I have to, but the whole point is that I think that gay imagery in movies is totally fine.
When it comes to children.
When it comes to children, I think it's okay for children also, as long as a parent will know ahead of time so they prepare themselves for that conversation.
Do you think they should make 2 different versions?
No, I don't think so.
Just one.
Because that would affect the art. You know, just like, I mean, look, people say like, you know, the Mark Twain books should be changed because he uses the N-word in it and so forth. But, you know, people who look at it say, well, during that time, that was acceptable and that is racist. You know, I mean, it was always racist, but under today's lens, it's more racist than it was back then. Yeah. But you don't want to change the art.
I'm with Snoop on that with the kid thing. Yeah, it should be like they tell you PG or sexual, explicit, whatever.
Put a G next to it. It's GG or something. Like
no, they should just put a rainbow.
General but gay.
Just a rainbow.
Just a rainbow. It's got a rainbow. You know, listen.
Bro, that's because we'll catch that. If they start putting G's, it'll take us 2 years to realize that's what that means.
Right, exactly.
You see a rainbow? Let me tell you something. They didn't hijack the rainbow.
Listen, there's lots of
My little nephews bet not come home with a rainbow picture.
Look, there's lots of parents right now who have young kids that are clearly gay, right? The parents already know it, right? Am I right? Come on. You don't think so? You think every parent is shocked when their kid comes out of the closet?
No, hold on.
Why is this funny?
You can't say that. I will ride with you to say some people got kids at home that's feminine.
Right.
That's a little more feminine.
Male
or
kids.
A little more, I can't even say tomboys because we know a lot of tomboy females that turned out to be okay, right? But
Young M.A. played football in high school, like literally on the football team.
Yeah.
Pads and all. I've seen the pictures.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying.
No one was surprised when she came out as a lesbian later on. Okay? She's on the damn football team. Okay?
It's just hard to call an 8-year-old.
There's not a female version of this sport.
It's hard to call an 8-year-old that, bro.
I think.
You know what I'm saying?
I think most times when you talk to people who came out as gay, people like Don Lemon and stuff like that, when they have the conversation with their mothers or their fathers, most times they'll say that, yeah, my parents said I always knew. And I just gave you your space to explore what it is that you want to explore. So all I'm saying is you have parents out there who have kids that they know in their hearts are probably gay. So this would be a good movie to go expose them to show that this is normal. And you don't have to be ashamed of it. Look, here's this major Disney movie and here's this female couple with a child. So listen, if you're a lesbian, you know, your daughter's a lesbian. When you get older, you could have kids and you could have a family structure and it can be accepted. And this is what it is. But to sit there and take your heterosexual son to a movie and suddenly all this gay stuff is getting thrown at him and you don't really know how to answer it. I'm actually siding with Snoop on this.
You know, parents should definitely have that option if they want to expose or if they want to know that's what that's about and they want to have a conversation with the child beforehand. I'm with you with that.
Yep. You know, it's interesting because we talked about this earlier. We talked about how Young Thug was calling Glorilla ugly and so forth. He just actually apologized. He said, first of all, sorry to you for my words. And I honestly think that you're not ugly at all. I was just speaking from jail, just having a hard time with life. I don't like bashing girls and hardly ever did. I'm sorry to you, twin.
He need to learn how to shut the fuck up. And why he call her twin? Because that ain't a good look. She's not your twin. He just shot at her again. You apologize for calling her ugly, and then you talking about you my twin. No.
I don't think that
You get what I'm saying?
Young Thug would not make a very pretty girl.
This is what I'm saying. See, he's slick with his mouth.
You throw a wig on Young Thug?
Bro, he's slick with his mouth.
I don't think he'll be getting a lot of dates.
But I'm going to keep it there. Come on. Dude got to just be quiet. Somebody around him. One of y'all that ain't scared, if y'all really got love for Thug, just tell him be quiet, man. And just go do some music. Go film a short film. Go sign on. I don't know.
Let me ask you a question. At the point in your life that you were active, right? You were gangbanging. This was your whole life. Have you ever robbed anybody?
No.
No? Have you had friends that rob people?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Have any of your friends robbed 70 people by themselves with no gun?
No, I mean, not that I know of.
Fat Joe apparently did.
Yo, y'all keep confusing Fat Joe's character with what he's saying to be real. Now, Fat Joe's a Bronx dude. So if Fat Joe tell me, yo, Wack, I'm telling you, the pool party was crazy. It was 500 naked chicks. Okay, I know it's probably 50.
Okay.
Right? I mean, like, y'all take what Fat Joe says literally. He's not a liar. This is just the way he expresses himself, the way he talks. You get everything, Joe. You know what I'm saying?
He robbed 70 people by himself, and he had so much stuff that some of the people he robbed helped him carry some of the stolen goods.
So that tells me Fat Joe robbed about 7 dudes.
Okay.
That's a lot of stuff. Now, did Fat Joe not rob somebody? I believe if Fat Joe said he robbed somebody.
Yes, I think he robbed a few people. Yes.
Did he probably do 70? No.
70?
I know Fat Joe. I know his character, his personality. I love to hear him talk. I love to hear bro tell his stories. And when he's telling his stories, I'm not thinking he's lying. I'm thinking Fat Joe is being Fat Joe. He's an entertainer. Now, did Fat Joe tell a story that I banged 20 of them that night? Did he bang 20 of them that night? Probably not. Did he bang 2 or 3? Probably so. But he did not, he's not gonna say he banged something and didn't bang nothing at all. So you gotta understand. You know, Jadakiss knows how to deal with him. Like he knows when it's coming. He knows how to curb it. He knows how to, you know what I mean? So shout out Fat Joe. Listen, bro, don't stop. Cause bro, I like to laugh and I like your character, your humor. He ain't never changed. Keep it going, bro.
Well, listen, I fuck with Fat Joe. Last I checked, he was mad at me over I don't know what, but at the end of the day, I've been interviewing him since I was doing DVDs, and he's a great storyteller. Some of his stories are just not quite matched up. You know, there's a he claimed in my interview that he had a joint album with Biggie that never came out. Everyone around Biggie have said that this is just simply not true. That never happened. But it makes for a cool story. And we're talking about this.
So what did Biggie have to say about it?
Well, Biggie unfortunately had nothing to say about it.
Why not?
Because he passed away.
My point. How long ago was this?
What?
That Fat Joe said this?
The story?
Yeah.
With me? I don't know, maybe about 7 years ago or so.
And you still talking about it. Good job,
Well,
Fat
Lance on Rivera did an interview recently where he addressed
Good job,
it also. This was, Lance was Biggie's business partner and I believe manager at one point. And he said that album also never happened.
I'll tell you a story. Let me see if you'll believe it.
Okay.
We're in Miami. We're at Cool and Dre spot. Me, Game, rest of us. Side and say, let's go to Prime 112. We get to Prime 112. Fat Joe say, yo, we need the whole table. Take that section. We put like 5 other tables together. I don't know who's coming. My brother's in town, and we gonna do it up. We get in there, we get 15, 20 deep. Everybody ordering swordfish, calamari, all the sides. We in Prime 112, right? Bill comes. Bill's like, I don't know, 16, 15,000, something crazy. Game grabs the bill to pay it. Fat Joe snatched the bill and says, this is on me. You don't come to my backyard and pay no bills. Would you believe a story like that?
Yes.
Because it's the truth. It actually happened. Just like that.
Yeah.
Shout out Fat Joe, Cool and Dre, my brothers.
Right. But you know something? I could pay a $15,000 bill. I can't rob 70 people by myself. Okay? That's the difference between those two
It was
stories.
probably 7. Y'all gotta, listen, this like we understand E40's language. You have to learn Fat Joe's language.
Imagine waiting in line to get robbed when there's 69 people ahead of you. Would you just sit there in that line? How long will it take you to get to the 70th person?
Yo, enough for Fat Joe. We ain't doing no more Fat Joe.
I love you, Fat
That's
Joe.
my brother
I love
right
you,
there.
man.
We ain't doing
These
that.
stories are just crazy.
Yo, man, the Joe and Jada show, I love. Now that's one show. Yo, Joe, Jada, I need to come on that show, man.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? 600 got a fight December 6th with Shannon Briggs up in Foxwoods in Connecticut. I need to come on that show, man.
Well, speaking of fights, the Blueface Swaggy P fight is really happening.
Yeah, I want to schedule it probably in February.
Hopefully there's no weight classes because Blueface in jail is now a triple heavyweight.
No, he like 200 now.
What is he naturally? Like 140?
Nah, about 160. Cause Blueface tall, remember, you know.
I get that, but 60 pounds is a lot of weight.
It's 40 pounds. He's an athlete. We'd come home.
You say he was 160, now he's 220.
No, he's about
That's
222. I don't even think he's 220. He might be. But I think a 195 Blueface is dangerous.
Okay, if he gets back down to 195.
He'll get back to it. He one thing about him, he hasn't lost his athleticism and all that. And his trainers be on him. You know, I got him some Russian trainers.
Okay.
I'm using the same trainers for 600 because Shannon Briggs got beat half to death by one of the Klitschko brothers. So I figure I'll put some Russian, you know what I'm saying, up in there. You know, we might have a chance of winning. But it's going out December 6th, man. We're going to see what happens. Foxwoods, it's going to happen.
Okay, so if the fight is on December 6th,
Yeah.
when is Blueface's release date?
No, 600 is Shannon Briggs fight
Oh.
December 6th.
Okay, so
Blueface come home November.
For sure?
Yeah, we in California State Penitentiary, bro. And that's why I tell people, I've been in prison. His date is released in November. But nephew ain't no punk. He ain't turning down nothing. He done caught time 2-3 times already.
for what?
All kind of shit. Fights, the cell phone, the tattoos. They gave him some time for that.
You actually get more time for getting...
Hell yeah, they give you 2-3 months.
Prison tattoos, yeah.
That's 2-3 months. And they did it because it's him. You know, they know cats get tats because it's him. They did it like that. But as of right now, it's November, so I'm looking to schedule his fight in February. I'll probably, September? Sometime this month, next month, I'll ink his deal with I'm going to do another project with Birdman under Cash Money West with him. And then I'm almost there as far as the TV series for him. So, when he hit the gate, he on camera.
Okay, so if you were to bet money right now, I say put up $10,000, will Blueface get back with Krishan when he gets out? $10,000.
I don't talk to nephew about her.
I can see why.
I know he speaks to his mother about her, but I don't, because it got to a point to where my concerns about it, I felt like I wasn't giving nephew the respect I was supposed to give him when it comes to his personal life. So if he chooses to talk to me or ask me a question, I answer it. But overall, I can just say Blueface gonna do whatever Blueface want to do. I've been in the box with him, and my job ain't to tell him what to do. It's to advise him on things and give him his space to be a man, but stay close enough to him in case he slip and fall, I can catch him. So, I don't know where his mindset is at with that. They have a unique relationship. You
can describe it that way. A unique relationship.
A lot has went on. A lot is still going on. My hopes just for nephew to hit that gate, focus. He got 2 children here that's awaiting his release, and let's focus on you and your family, and let's get back to the studio. Let's get you in the ring. Let's get that camera on you so you can get your revenue back up to where it was prior before you left, and let's get your fans what they've been waiting on.
Well, over the years, I've met a lot of people during my come up. And you see a lot of people that came up at the same time as me, some of which have done way better than me, some of which have fallen by the wayside. You haven't heard from them again. During my come up, I have never seen anyone network their way to the top as well as French Montana.
And he does it silently.
Me and French, I remember this. I had Hot in Here DVD, he had Cocaine City DVD. We would sit there at like Def Jam in the same room waiting to interview whatever Def Jam artist was on a promo run at that point with our video cameras in hand. We started essentially in the exact same place. French Montana is engaged to the Princess of Dubai right now.
Yeah.
Worth billions of dollars.
Yeah.
But before then, he's had songs with Drake, with Jay-Z.
He got diamond
songs. Plaques.
Yeah.
The song with Sway Lee, Unforgettable, one of the biggest songs
Shook
ever
the world.
of this era. Deals with Diddy, back when that meant a lot. These days, it is what it is. But to see his move.
Liquor, French vanilla.
What do you mean?
Ciroc.
Yeah, he had that.
He had his own flavor.
He had that.
Yeah.
Big albums, multi-platinum songs, Lil Wayne features, everybody. Multiple songs with Drake, not just one song, like 3 or 4 songs.
Yeah, French is a big deal.
And now he's getting married to one of the richest women on earth. I had a person, because me and him still talk. I did an interview with him not too long ago. I was like, yo, man, congratulations. He's like, yo, thank you. Got her $1 million ring.
He's still humble.
Still humble, man. And it's just amazing to see an immigrant kid from the Bronx, former drug dealer, who, back then he used to get into it with Jim Jones over the whole Max B situation. Beat a murder case. How's that?
French, we kind of got he's responsible for one of my biggest hits.
Which one?
Tatiana.
Oh.
Cardi B was in town. I've been waiting on her to get here. I believe it might have been BET weekend or so. I get a call from P. Hey, she ready to go. You gotta have a studio, and Wack, I'm gonna be real. I checked all the prominent studios that I know she'll work at, and they all booked out. So I don't know if you got some relationships at Chalice or one of these spots. Let's see. I called around. They was booked out. So you know what I did? I called French. Said, French, you home? He said, no, bro, I'm out the country. I told him my situation. He said, Wack, I'm gonna call my security. I'm gonna have my engineer go over to open up the studio. and it's there for you. Who coming with you? I said just Blueface and Cardi coming with her team. So he opened up his studio at his home last minute. And without that, I might would have missed that shot or no telling what it would have got done. So, shout out to French. He always been a brother to me. Always been a humble dude, straightforward, and you gotta love his smile.
Yeah.
You gotta love his smile. You know what I'm saying?
No, man, listen, I am. No, listen, look, I am happy for him, honestly. As someone that came up at the same time as me, who ultimately took a detour, went a different direction, he started rapping. I mean, he was always kind of rapping, but the fact that he took it as seriously as he did, it actually was as successful. And the thing with French also is that, like, people don't put French in their top 5 rapper lists and stuff like that. But yet, the music is in a top 5 level in terms of audience and views and everything else like that.
Even when you go to talk in New York, people like to leave him out the conversation.
Exactly. He gets left out constantly, and yet he just keeps winning.
But
so, French, congratulations to you.
I'm going to tell you who don't leave him out.
Who?
Them checks.
Yeah.
No, they don't leave him out.
Right. That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying? So, yeah, shout out to French.
Well, we're actually going to do something I've done recently. Me and Wack are going to switch positions, and he's going to interview me for a minute.
Oh, okay.
Let's do this.
Let's do it. All right, listen.
Yeah.
First question. Do you do your own shopping, or is it a stylist?
I do my own shopping.
No stylist?
No stylist.
Okay.
That's right. This is all me right here.
Next question. R&B wants to know.
Yes.
And I told her I wasn't sure.
Okay.
I thought I heard you speak on it.
Yes.
Have you been with a black woman?
Yes. Most of my relationships throughout the course of my life have been with black women. There have been some Asian women, some white girls along the way, but most of my serious relationships have been with black women.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you texted me the other day.
Yes.
And told me, because I showed you a wedding ring and I sent you the book.
I said, congratulations.
You said, congratulations. Make sure you get a prenup.
Yes, I said that.
Why should I get a prenup?
Because you're going into a marriage, and marriages in America and in divorce 60% of the time. That's like getting in a car and not wearing your seatbelt. Yes, you could get from point A to point B with no accidents and no situations, but there's a reasonable chance at some point there will be an accident, and that's where the seatbelt comes in.
Seatbelt is for safety, so a prenup's for safety.
Yes.
I got you.
Yes, and it's for both of y'all, because it'll protect you and her.
I got you.
Yeah, now you said, I guess you sent me a text from her saying, I got his face tattooed on my back, I'm not going anywhere. So you mean to tell me there's no one in the world who got a tattoo of their mate and it lasted forever the whole time, like every single time?
She said that I wouldn't have a problem signing the prenup.
There you go.
I have this man on my back. I'm not going nowhere.
There you go.
So
congratulations. And that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I've always said this to all the men out there and the women who have money and so forth. If she doesn't want to sign a prenup, she's not the one.
She didn't even. I've never brought it up.
So that just reinforces that she's the one for you.
You brought it up.
There you go.
She did. She laughed.
That's
she
right.
said, give me your phone.
Yes.
And said, send Vlad the book because he needs to read Ego Exposed.
There you go.
Next question.
Let's go.
One more question.
Let's go.
When are we going to see a series about you? Vlad, you got some stuff that done went on in your life.
Oh, yeah.
You got the Rick Ross stuff.
Yep.
You got a lot of people don't realize that you from the Bay.
Yep.
Right? You got all kind of stuff. You got our thing.
Yep.
Right? You got all kind of stuff. When are we going to see a quick 30-minute 6 to 8 series segment on Vlad?
I guess when someone approaches me that I admire in like the documentary space. See what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
If somebody who does really dope documentaries approaches me and wants to do a documentary about me and I'm a fan of their work, then yeah, we could do it.
50 Cent.
Absolutely.
I think you the one.
I would love to. But, you got a lot of big things happening. I don't expect a call from 50 about this. But listen, at some point, there's definitely been a lot of stories that I just haven't covered, that I haven't talked about. You've touched on some of those already in this conversation. But I figure I want to tell those stories myself in a way that I want to do it. Or if it's just a big enough outlet, let's say Joe Rogan. We've had conversations about doing Joe Rogan. I don't think he's really interested at this point. But if I sat on Joe Rogan, that pretty much give him carte blanche to ask me whatever.
On the west side of L.A., we got a dude over there named Bro Rogan. He might could get the job done. Shout out to my man, Bro Rogan.
Bro Rogan?
You never seen Bro Rogan on No Jumper?
No.
Yeah, Bro Rogan. You know what I mean?
Sounds crazy. Yeah, but shout out to all the up and coming podcasts like Back on Fig. That's one that I'm supposed to be doing at some point. I've already reached out to him.
You doing what?
Back on Fig?
Back on Fig. Hold on, bro. Did you clear that with Adam? Hold on now, Vlad.
I gotta clear that with Adam?
Hold on, bro. Well, we part of the same. I'm just playing. Shout out to Back on Fig.
That's right.
Shout out to T-Rail and them over there.
Yeah, man, they're doing their thing
community
over there.
And the whole AD and everybody over there.
Oh, that's over there too?
Yeah, that's all. That's community is all them. Then Back on Fig is his own entity. And
listen, man, I'm cool with all those dudes. I've had some of them. AD, I think, has been on my show before and so forth. Hey, man, at the end of the day, man, I really have been big on, you can't name hardly any major podcast that I have not reached out to and established some sort of relationship with. No Jumper, Sean Cotton with Say Cheese, Charlemagne when he was first starting out, Academics when he was first starting out, Traplo Ross, like all these guys, 1090 Jake, like all these guys, I try to catch them relatively early. Trenches News on my show all the time.
Let me ask you a question.
All these guys have tried to embrace, and we've all done well together.
Have you interviewed 607 Unc yet?
I haven't yet. We've been talking about it. Should I?
Yeah, you definitely should.
Okay.
Have you been talking to him?
No, not to him directly.
I talked to him directly. I'm going to call him today.
All right,
I did an interview with him. Well, I found out where he lived and went to his house.
Okay.
Knocked on the
Did he
door.
know about that? Or
Hell no, he
up?
didn't know about that. It took me like 8 days. I had to watch
you
his
just popped
spot.
up at someone's house?
Definitely.
Okay.
I had to watch his spot and everything.
This is why I live in gated communities.
But
so people like Wack cannot just pop up at my house.
He does too. He was tripping out. You got to watch this interview, bro.
Okay.
Because it was a different side of me and I got a different side of him. So you have to watch the Wack100 60. It's on his platform.
All right.
607.
I'm going to check it out.
And when he opened the door, he scared the shit out of me.
Okay.
He had the cup.
What cup?
He got this cup.
Okay.
And last person touched that cup was 4 extras.
Oh.
And he said that day, you shouldn't have touched my cup. You're going to pay for that. And
You got
a
his
couple
hand
days
blown off.
later, that happened.
Yeah.
But I think you should talk to 607.
All right,
I'm
man.
going
If
to reach
you're
out to
saying
him
it,
today.
if you're saying it, I'm going to do it.
You definitely,
Okay.
definitely.
All right.
That will, I think your audience agree. I think it's going to be something different for you, and it's going to give you a run for your money.
All right. I'm
Know
going to check
what
it
saying?
out.
That's all the questions I got.
That's
man.
what it is. Peace.